I don't know about you, but I have got a crazy monster baby for a dog. Hello, welcome back to my channel. I have adopted a dog almost a year ago now with my husband, and his name is Bo, and he is a Rottweiler and a Doberman mix, and he's just the cutest guy. When we adopted him, he was very malnourished and he was not a good cuddler. He was just really weird around trying to cuddle up next to people. He didn't want that. And you know, I don't think that he had a very good home life wherever he was at before us, because he was just a little bit skittish, a little bit afraid. And my husband really spent the time to train him. I'm talking about, he watched so many YouTube videos to figure out training, and he spent hours with Bo working on it and coming up with games. And our dog is really well trained now, and it's not because of my effort. Maybe I helped a little bit, but my husband really did an amazing job. And now he is almost 3 years old, and I just want him to have a really good quality life because he's such a good dog, and because he does such a good job. Like, he's very protective. He's always letting us know if there's a suspicious sounding leaf outside or a suspicious sounding person or anything like that. So I wanted to know that we appreciate his efforts and just provide him with a very comfortable, loving home life, you know? And here are some things that we try to do in order to incorporate that. So every weekend, we try to take him to either the park or, the dog park, or maybe out to a creek area. Because we live in an apartment right now, and so he always goes on walks every day, and we actually do take him very regularly to the park next door. But on the weekends, we try to take him to a different park, or at least like have an hour-long park all throughout the park, letting him run around, barking at the ducks and the deer and stuff like that. It just brings him joy. Another thing that we like to do is we will buy him plushy squeaky toys, because he is a tough dog and he destroys these things pretty fast. Okay, like it normally might last a week, and that's being generous, but we still buy him them every once in a while. Once he's destroyed his new toy, we like to try to replace it, because just because he's a tough boy does not mean that he doesn't deserve nice things, and he really has so much fun with them. So for him, I feel like the funnest part is actually the destroying part. Like, once it breaks a little bit, he gets 10 times more excited. He's like, yes, yes, I did it. And I like to give him the option to destroy something if that's what he wants to do. It's not hurting anybody. It's his toy. And if I'm watching him, so I know he's being safe, there's nothing wrong with it. So that's another thing that we like to try to do to make sure that his quality of life is high. Another thing I like to do that is very extra, and that some people feel like is way too much and honestly kind of obnoxious, but I hope you're not one of those people, is that I cook for my dog sometimes. So we have his kibble, because we are not rich and we cannot afford to just be giving him freshly cooked food all the time like that. Honestly, just giving him toppers for his food is like kind of expensive. I don't buy my dog a ton of treats and stuff because it can be expensive. But what I do like to do is I will get like a big pack of meat. Most of the time it's like ground beef, and maybe 1 can of vegetables. And I always check to make sure, like online, I'm like, oh, can my dog have this kind of vegetable, because there's a lot of vegetables that your dogs shouldn't be eating. And then I just cook that meat and I put in the canned vegetable and then I put it into a little Tupperware, and then I put maybe half into the freezer. And for his kibble, I'll just like put 1 scoop of that fresh food that I made him as well, because like he really enjoys it. Makes him eat his food so fast. Um, and I know that it's good for him and his health, so that's just something that I like to do. Another thing that I think really improves his quality of life is whenever we're driving somewhere in like a short distance, he loves to put his head out the window. And at first he didn't. He was like scared of the car. He would just be in the car panting so heavy and just like unstable and crying. And we worked really hard to get him to a place where he gets comfortable in the car. And now he loves to have his head out the window. So when we're driving slow and maybe somewhere close by and stuff, we let him just stick his head out the window, and he loves it. He let his ears flap in the wind and just eat it up. So I think that really helps to give him a better quality of life. Also, letting him play with other dogs, I think really adds something special to his life, because because he's a Doberman and a Rottweiler mix, he looks a little bit scary, and a lot of people will see my dog. A lot of people will see my dog and just be like, "Oh my gosh, she's so cute," and I love it. He loves it especially. But also, when it comes to other dog owners, people are just gonna be kind of scared of him. And so at first, I was more cautious of letting him say hi to other dogs and other people, but he loves it. He really does. And if we're in an environment where like the owner is okay with it and my dog's okay with it, or the person is okay with meeting Bo and my dog obviously wants to, then I would just let it happen, because he's gotten so comfortable around other animals and people, and I know him and trust him enough to where like I know nothing's gonna happen, and even if it did, like I have control over him. I have on the leash and stuff. So I think that really helps kind of give him like highlighted moments, because even more than meeting other dogs though, meeting other people just really gets him so hyped for life, especially if it is like a beautiful woman. I swear, my dog loves beautiful women. He will see a beautiful woman passing by and he's like, "Oh, please let me say hi to her." And then if she initiates contact, she's like, "Oh my gosh, can I pet your dog?" Every time, yes, you can pet him. And he just gets so happy. I mean, like little nubby tail wagging and everything. I don't know, he just loves that. And another thing he really enjoys is playing in the water, which he didn't. At first, he used to be scared of water, but I told you sometimes we take him to the creek, right? Well, my husband also like kind of taught him to swim. I talk about my husband a lot because he's my favorite and I just love him so much. But he taught him to swim, and now whenever Bo gets an opportunity to be like in a creek or a lake, he gets so excited, and he loves the game where we throw a leaf and then he jumps in and he tries to like grab the leaf and take it to us, or he likes to attack the leaf. Whenever we say like take it, then he gets super excited to like attack something, whether it's like a hole in the ground or a leaf or a bug, which is normally that's what it is. So yeah, I like to hype him up for his certain characteristics. I think that's another thing that adds to his quality of life. He's naturally very protective, and he likes to feel like he is doing a good job of protecting and keeping us safe. So whenever he like finds a beetle on the floor in our house and he starts to, I'll be real with you, he's not trying to protect us from that beetle. He want to play with that beetle. He's pawing with it, trying to get it to play with him. Oh my gosh, cute. But different example, whenever he hears somebody outside, one time somebody placed a advertisement for like getting Chinese food in our door, and we had our TV playing music, and me and Eric were talking kind of loud, and like we couldn't hear anything, but for some reason he started to bark. So we're like, what's going on, buddy? And we look, they had just walked away. He heard them put a piece of paper at the door. Crazy, crazy. So I don't know, just the way that I am. My dog is not like always barking and going crazy. He was at first when he was like more anxious and stuff, but he's a pretty chill guy. He just like feels the need to let us know if he hears something suspicious, which is like normally maybe once or twice a day, I feel like. And so instead of like screaming at him and being like, be quiet, blah, 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 I'm not gonna do that. I do not like to yell, first of all. That's too much effort. And second of all, I don't want my dog only responding to me when I yell. And third of all, I don't want him to feel like he's a bad boy and not appreciated for all the hard work that he's doing. Like, okay, well, maybe when the robbers break in next time, he will just be quiet about it. Like, hey guys, yeah, the money's over there, you know? I don't want my dog to feel like that. So I think that adds quality of life to what he experiences. Is just, you know, being like, oh, there's somebody outside. Who is it? What is it, Bo? Oh, thank you for telling me. Good boy. Okay, that's enough. You know, be mindful of how you speak, even to creatures, even to inanimate objects. You know, try to refrain from always being so negative about things. If you feel like you're putting too much effort and force and negative energy into the regular things going on in your life, you probably are. There's probably an alternative way to think of doing those things. Also, very extra, but whenever I can bring him to a PetSmart, I love it because it's like the one store that he can walk in with me and he gets so excited by the smells and the toys. He's just having a good time. Sometimes they have free samples. Good day if they have free samples. And also I do like to bring him with me to Starbucks if and when I go, because he's a good boy and I am an awesome person. So if I deserve a delicious coffee, my good boy of a dog deserves a pop cup. Yes, he does. Anyways, that is my 2 cents, and that's what I like to do for my dog to increase his quality of life. I didn't really see a lot of videos talking about this on YouTube. Maybe it's because you just know what to do. But in case you were looking for ideas on things that you could do with your furry friends, I hope that inspires you. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you'd like to see next.